Hi, Stephen.
Hello, Jackie. How are you? Oh,
I'm
my, my,
okay.
my
I'm
computer's
running.
all.
I'm on two Zooms at the same time.
Ah, yeah.
I
What are you
didn't
doing
want to
that
miss
for?
yours. Well, I didn't. I don't know if the other one's recorded. It's the one Charles recommended about the sales call answering outbound
Oh, is that
calls.
on? Is that on now? Is it?
Yeah,
Ah, yeah. I probably won't get many people showing up to this one then.
I don't know. Well, Adam's coming on, my business partner, to ask you a question. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So I shall.
Charles's loom is here.
Well, Charles's Loom was on something else for a good half an hour without him yesterday, day before. Really
Yeah.
confused me.
When you add them to a call in your calendar, Fathom automatically joins it. Has it join?
He's joined the other one as well, his Loom.
I didn't know he was run. He had one at exactly the same time as this. I would have told him off for
It-
that.
It's his friend, Aaron Darken, call center mastery.
Ah, yeah, I've never heard of him.
How do I get into that though? There's no video there. Oh my, if you're an agency and I don't know, live video? Okay, Adam can't get onto his Zoom. He's coming on as soon as he can. I can't work out how to get into this other one though. Join the masterclass isn't working. How do I get into it?
Yeah, I'm not sure there, Jackie.
Facebook events. How do you get in? Meet your host. How do
Hey,
you? Oh,
I can see up your nose.
not mine. You can't. I've not got my camera on.
No, I hate her. I can. Haydar's just
Mine
come
says
on.
you haven't started.
He's got the phone pointed up his nose. I think.
No, 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 no. He definitely meant your nose because he's a hacker. No, just kidding, just kidding. Sorry. Steven, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, mate. I'm doing well. I can't complain after the three back-to-back webinars yesterday and all of the sales calls involved with it. It was just like, okay, deep breath. Let's start again.
That's so nice that you speak about that because just one or two sentences for this. So did I understood that one right? So I get the blueprints, I get the how Extendly does it anyone, like your blueprint of Extendly by itself,
Yep.
and
You
everything else is built by the hour then or by the minute, whatever. So
I
like,
know basically for showing up, you get everything that was mentioned there. So and you've got a choice. You can implement it all, or you can have Extendly do it for you.
oh yeah.
So everything it will be. Zach's actually on a plane to Mexico at the moment, and it'll be emailed shortly. Everything that was mentioned on there, you will get. You will be able to do it all of yourself, basically. And
Wow.
the idea of it is, if you don't want to do it, here's what you can do. Here's how to do it. If you don't want to do it, we can do it for you.
Just imagine an extendly just for the European market because the Germans always complain that they have to speak English.
That's the hard bit because all support and all of that sort of thing. The AI is not advanced enough at the moment to have Germans, but like
No, 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 no. I'm
translate.
not complaining. No, no,
Mm,
Stephen, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. So, this is a perfect opportunity for the growing market of
yeah,
German speaking countries to just step up, invest time and effort, of course, with Extendly. And yeah, I mean, what already working for the English speaking markets will, of course, work for the German speaking market as well,
absolutely.
in my opinion, at least.
Yeah, like I can't wait to see. And like I talk to a lot of agencies and a lot of because I'm in the European time zone, a lot of people in the European time zone as well. Hey, Darren, I'm going to actually try Google Meet soon because you've actually got real time Google Translate on the Google Meets now. So I could be speaking English, you could be hearing German, you could be speaking German, and I could be hearing
Ah,
English. So
that's awesome.
that takes support to a new level.
Just imagine, even for your Windows activation code, you don't have to listen to. Nah, just joking. Yeah, nice to
Exactly.
see that also progress made there because this was like it's not only externally, but it's in so many occasions. I'm just gifted hope to speak English just fine and
Yeah,
also understanding it enough to just do my business, but others don't. And yeah,
yeah, yeah. Hey, Kerry. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Adam. It's a quiet one today because Charles has hijacked all of my people onto another one apparently last week. I forgot all about it, but I'm prepared today, guys. I know, Adam, you were on there and you got some questions about the webinar and all of that sort of thing. I've armed myself with as much information as I possibly can from a guy that was awake at 4:30 this morning, jumping on a plane to Mexico from Toronto, Canada. And so hopefully I've got a lot of answers for us. If not, we've got a way to get answers and all of that sort of thing. So I know, Adam, Jackie mentioned that you've got some questions and all that. Do you want to lead the way, mate, with the questions about the webinar yesterday?
Yeah, thanks, Stephen. We've had a couple of questions come in from a prospect, and it's around delivering a voice AI agent effectively.
Yeah.
And what we were looking at, we're in the minutiae of looking at cost of delivery.
Yeah.
And the way we can effectively create a nice package is if we put some credit in that.
Yeah.
Now, the industry we're looking at was driving schools, and they from these guys that have got decades of right, they're very nervous.
Yeah.
They'd be very nervous about a phone agent that potentially can run up costs that they don't know about.
Yeah.
So my question is it possible to have, for example, £5 worth of credit that then, when credit gets used or is close to that limit, there is an automation or a dashboard where they can see how much is being used?
Absolutely. That's built in GHL.
Is it?
Yeah, so that's in the rebilling. So the actual client, you can give £50 of credits a month or whatever you want to give. And once they use that, they can set when the balance gets to £5 or £10 or £20 or whatever they want, that will automatically recharge with X amount. You can also choose to roll those gifted credits over every month or have them expire at the end of the month as well. So that Charles, is that still how the SaaS configurator works?
Yep.
Yeah, so I remember that one. So that's all within GHL for you now, mate. So and yeah, be very careful with how much you're giving them away and all of that sort of thing, because SMSs and phone calls and all that sort of thing are a lot more expensive in the UK and Australia.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's why we were looking. It's a low entry with then steady little upsells through as they gain confidence in the system. The other question that was raised is a fear-based question, but it comes from a lived experience, is what happens if, for example, either somebody rings and doesn't hang up correctly, and so the phone line stays open. Is there a way that the agent can shut the phone line down so it's not costing any credits?
Oh, geez, I dare say it would be programmed to shut down after a certain amount of silence. But my mate Charles will have a thing. There will be a shutdown there somewhere.
So, I don't know if you saw my screen, but in every sub account, can you see my screen, Adam?
Yep.
Okay, so in every sub account, if they go into billing and they go to wallet transactions, they will be able to see your complimentary credits as a line item. The balance is any money that they've added to their account through rebilling. Okay. Complimentary credits it's funny money until it's spent. So if you give them £10 or £5, it doesn't cost you £5 until they spend the £5.
Yes.
Makes sense? Okay. And then underneath that, they can set their auto recharge, how much they want to load their wallet with when it gets to 0. So they've used your complimentary credits. They want to go ahead and put, £10 in or $10. That's fine. It will always roll to here. Their credits only get used when the complimentary credits are depleted. Okay. So you may have an account that they load $10 in and it lasts them 3 months because they just don't have a lot of volume, or, whatever the case may be. They can also see a summary and detailed transactions of everything that they got
Can you show
charged
the
for through
settings
their
where you
wallet.
can choose to roll it over every month, Charles? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if we go into the SaaS configurator, and so we'll go into one of these on the trial and credits. You can add credits upon sign up. If you're running a trial, you can also opt to add credits after the trial period ends. So if you don't want them like incurring a bunch of charges while they just kind of check out what's there during their trial, you can say, hey, I'm going to give them £5 a month, but I don't want to give it to them till after they're actually subscribed, not during the trial period. Okay. And then you have a one-time credit or recurring monthly. And then you have the option of rolling over unused complimentary credits.
Nice. And if you
Now,
select,
here's the thing with rollover unused. Okay, I don't generally recommend people turning on rollover unused, because what will happen is you're in your head when you're, especially when you're first starting out, you're accounting for £5 to be spent out of what you're collecting as revenue. What you don't expect is for them to do diddly squat for 3 to 6 months, and then all of a sudden they've got all these complimentary credits that have rolled over because you're giving them £5, £5, £5, £5, and then they hit you with then you get hit with a big bill. So if you're not good at budgeting, definitely do not do this. If you're good at budgeting, it's fine. You just have to be prepared for that influx of billing, because they do have all these complimentary credits that have stacked up over time that they may not have used. But that's how you set it up.
Screen, Charles,
it's in
where's
trials
that
and
screen
credits.
that shows that $10 will get you X amount of emails or SMSs and things like that? Have you got access to that one?
So it's in rebilling. In rebilling, if we go to phone system, you can see making calls, receiving calls, text message segments. So $10 will give you about 475 minutes on the outbound, 780 on the receiving side, and 805 on text messages.
In the US, US to US.
In the US, this is US to US. Yes.
Triple it everywhere else.
it's probably about 60 minutes in the UK.
Yeah, triple it everywhere else. So that's how the SaaS configurator works out. So you've got all that sitting in there.
Yep.
And they would be able to see that screen as well.
Not that screen right there.
No.
Okay.
But they can.
That would allow me to give. I could effectively create a matrix where they can see that.
Yeah.
Just say it as a normal.
Well, and I'll show you what I do. Let me share my entire screen so I can show you this. Wrong share. So if we go into my browser here real quick. Hold on. So if I go into one of my plans, we've got my sign up, we've got hear from our users, then I have frequently asked questions. Are there additional fees? And so here I kind of minimalistically lay out what $10 will give them, but then I link to my terms of service. And in my terms of service, there is a full breakdown of incremental charges.
Right.
Based on my rebilling multiple.
Nice. And they
so I have all my
that.
additional charges, and then additional add-on services for like Workflow Pro, Unlimited AI, SEO, prospecting tool, business listings, So I've got it all broken out in my terms of service. And that just protects me. But for them, they can see it. Again, if they go into their account, when they go into settings and billing, they can see in wallet and transactions They can see what they've added, what you've given them, and then they can see a summary by month. Now it only shows the current month and the 2 previous months in their dashboard, which is usually sufficient. But they can see a breakdown of communication, phone system. And so it breaks everything down. If we go to voice, this is everything associated with voice.
It may sound like silence on your end, like
So that's all there. They can view this at any time.
And is there a preference? Is there a way, Charles, that, like Adam said before, if somebody rings in and we're charged for that incoming call and they don't hang up,
So
is there a timeout or something along
it
those
will
lines?
automatic. So if someone calls in and are you talking about the person that the customer or your client?
So a customer dials your client and doesn't hang up. So you charge for incoming calls as well.
Right. So as long as your client, the sub-account user or owner, hangs up, that's the end of the call.
Okay.
It's going to disconnect the call. You also have your timeout settings. So if we go to edit configuration, they just moved all this.
This is like me watching me navigate GHL now.
Yeah. Here we go. So you have your incoming and outgoing call timeout. Your incoming, this rolls now your incoming side. This is going to affect whether voicemail picks it up. So if you're forwarding it to their cell phone, okay. So let's say you set this up to just forward to that sub-account user's phone, cell phone. If it's more than 20 seconds, if that user does not answer the phone, it will go to the voicemail on their cell phone. If it's under 20 seconds, it will go to the system voicemail, or you could have it roll to voice AI, or you could have it do a number of things. If you want it to stay in the system on the incoming side, when someone calls them, it needs to be under 20 seconds. If you're using voice AI and you want voice AI to catch it first, regardless, you'll set this to 0.
Yeah. Okay. And so if we had it where the telephone number that people have is the client's cell number, and they have, instead of being diverted to their answer phone service, it gets diverted to the agent, then we would set that to 0. So it picked it up as soon as the call diverted. Okay. And it was received a call off a landline, so traditional telephone, and the person didn't put the receiver down properly, would the voice agent, after a period of time,
it will. I don't know what that time period is, but it will. It'll automatically disconnect if it can't, because it's going to keep prompting them, and if it never gets a response back, it's going to end up terminating the call.
Yeah.
So you set the phone down, but it didn't actually hang it up. The AI agent's going to keep saying, is there anything I can help you with? Maybe it picks up some background noise, let's say, worst case scenario, but eventually it's just going to hang up. There's nothing happening on the call.
Yeah.
One would hope.
But quite honestly, I've never heard of that being an issue.
When I said to him back, I went, that is an outlying case that I can't imagine that ever happening. And he went, it has happened to us. And I was like,
it happens on live calls, I promise you that.
Yeah.
There you go. So,
just sell to Americans. We're happy to hang up the phone.
They may appreciate British customer service then.
Fernanda, you asked the question in the thing that you're curious about charges. Your husband's been charged when he's not even using the account. A lot of times, and it used to get my customers, if they've got a phone number connected, you billed every month for that phone number. So if you've got some credits there, $10 in your wallet, and you're $5 a month for the phone number, every 2 months you're going to be recharged. Andrew, does that sound like something that's happening there?
And there's other charges that can come into play as well, even if you're not using the system.
Yeah.
There's other charges that can come in through the wallet. So as he described, the phone number, you're going to have to pay for no matter what, whether you're using it or not. If you've purchased it, you're going to pay for it. The other part of it is, let's say you turned on email verification. If it's set to refresh every 90 days, so let's say he has 2,000 contacts in there, he did the initial email validation, but like with our accounts, we have emails revalidated every 90 days. Because, Steven's working this month, he may not be working a quarter from now. And we want to make sure that email is still valid to maintain our email reputation. So that's why we encourage people to do every 90 days. It just helps keep your email as clean as possible, keep your reputation up. The other part of it is notifications. It still costs money. If you're getting SMS notifications from the system, that's charged through your wallet.
Email notifications.
Yeah, email, SMS, WhatsApp. You've also got voicemail storage. So if you record your calls, even if you don't make it, let's say month one, you make 10 calls, you recorded all those calls, you're charged for storage fees. So if we go into communication, phone system, and we go into voice, you can see here, call recording storage, it's got 21. Now it only costs them, just over 2 cents. But, the more calls you make, the more storage you incur if you're recording all your inbound and outbound calls, which you should be. It's a nominal fee, and you can update this in the phone system. For most people, I just tell them on the call recording, I encourage people to automatically delete, especially if you're doing a large call volume.
Delete them, yeah.
Automatically, you can, and the nice thing is,
because of the GDPR here in the UK, we'd have to anyway.
Yeah. So, and depending on which industry you're with, if you're with HIPAA related, legal, money, banking, anything like that, they're all going to have different regulations on how long they have to hold on to that information because of, legal stuff and, whatever. But you can customize how long it stays there. So that way, per sub account. Yep.
It's amazing what you can do.
Yeah, so on that topic, let's say, for example, because I had an issue in the past that I had my wallet set up in a way that started charging $10, like everyone was charging. I had like hundreds of charges of $10. And Charles actually helped me and understand what was going on. So for clients, for example, that don't use email much, or we're just setting up a month in order for her to start really using the account. What should we set up that minimal threshold? Is that like one blank for everyone, or can I set up for each individual client? Because I saw recharge $10 when it's zero. Is that's something I could do
default
for those accounts?
$10 charge on $0 balance is default. However, if you have someone that's actively using the account, highly recommend that you switch that to 10 and 10.
Yes.
At minimum. Because what's going to happen is if they hit zero, maybe they got a new debit card or credit card. Maybe it's expired. Doesn't matter what the reason is. If that charge doesn't go through for whatever silly reason, or the bank holds it because there's too many $10 charges, they're not going to be able to send any text. They're going to have a bunch of failed SMS, phone calls, emails, because their account would now be negative, and it's going to block them from charging more. So if it's very low usage, or maybe they don't do really any phone calls or SMS, it's all email,
Yeah.
you can probably get away with the 10 and 0. However, if you're getting into pretty good usage, minimum, it needs to be 10 to 10. And if they're getting multiple $10 charges a day, you need to up that, what they're getting charged, because oftentimes banks will end up blocking that transaction because it appears fraudulent because it's happening at such a high frequency.
Okay. And can you set that up? Can they set that up themselves, or do
Yeah.
I need to
No,
set them
They
up?
do it themselves.
They just go into their wallet and set it
Thank you.
themselves.
Yep.
I have seen people, and Fernando, I've seen people, I used to have a person recharge when they got to $100, recharge with $500, and they were doing that much traffic that the bank did block those transactions. So, yeah.
And this
as
is a
Charles
two-way
said-
street as well. So your agency settings also affect this. Even if they have, one thing to keep in mind is if they have money in their wallet, complimentary credits, but your agency wallet is 0 and it hasn't refilled, they will start getting error messages. So like in my agency, which we're scaled, so for every, I keep mine at 500 minimum balance and $1,000 recharge. Because I can't have my sub accounts fail because my card expired or my bank sent me a new card and I haven't swapped it out yet, or whatever
So
it is.
correct me if I'm wrong here, Charles, but the way it used to work is if your client sends a text message and it costs you $1, for argument's sake, GHL are going to charge you as the agency $1, and then you are going to charge your client $1 plus any markup that you've got. So the money's going from you before it's coming into you. So great advice.
That's why
have that balance.
Yeah, that's
agency.
why if you're out of money in your agency wallet, their stuff isn't going to go through, because GoHighLevel isn't charging your client. GoHighLevel is charging you when that message gets sent, and then you are charging your client to recoup that money.
Absolutely. Some things haven't changed for the good old days. Hey, mate, you've had your hand up for a while, buddy.
Yeah, it's actually on this topic too. So just imagine that I give out complimentary credits to everyone I onboard, and let's say for Christ's sake it's $100 or euro, whatever. So where this complimentary charge is then occur? Is it like they block this on my agency wallet and then redirect it permission-wise to the sub-account, or is it like if the client uses this, uses its credit, which I granted them, I will get then billed by the minute or by the hour? How is this working, like specifically?
You will get billed by GoHighLevel, so you're giving them imaginary money, and when they spend $1, they've got $99 left. GoHighLevel is going to bill you $1. So you're giving them imaginary money, but GoHighLevel is going to take real money from you.
And only on the per-use basis then, right? So they don't block $100 of real money only because I made imaginary.
Exactly.
Okay.
If they use $44 in the month, GoHighLevel is going to charge you $44. But that $44 might have a different value for them if you've got recharging on top as well. So did I explain that well, Charles?
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, it's just funny money. When you're adding complimentary credit, it's funny money. It doesn't really exist until it's utilized. And they don't ever block off. So if they make an SMS, if they send a text message in their sub account, in their detailed billing, they will see their cost for it. That same transaction for that single SMS is also at the agency level, but at the true cost.
Yeah,
and that's what GoHighLevel is charging you against your agency wallet. So GoHighLevel is charging your agency wallet for that. And so, you're never getting blocked off money. It's just a matter of you keeping your agency wallet funded.
Okay. And did I got that one right? So I can decide what happens with the imaginary wallet money in my sub accounts on a monthly, weekly basis?
Monthly.
Monthly.
So you can either have it start fresh every month, which is what I generally recommend.
Yeah.
Or you can have it roll over. But if you do roll over, just be prepared for that large bill to come through. It will happen at some point.
Yes, of
Black
course.
Friday sales.
Yeah.
Email
Yeah.
blast. And that's what I used to do. I used to give my clients $10 Australian every month. I build that into the price. I didn't roll it over. I tried rolling it over for a while, and more than anything, they felt they weren't getting value. If you were rolling the credits over and they'd go into their wallet and see $89, they go, hang on, I'm not using that. They've got no use for it either, because they're a small account. So that's another reason to not roll it over, is that,
Yeah, for sure.
that perceived value there as well.
And just for like the detail's sake, so let's imagine we start from today. Today is the 22nd of January. And if I decide to say no complimentary credits get rollover, so my month with that specific client we just made up will start at the 22 of every month coming then, right? So,
No,
or is it like resetting on the first month basis?
30 days. It doesn't matter when they sign up, it's 30 days.
That's awesome knowledge. Oh man.
So if they sign
thanks.
up, and the reason I say that is you think of February. So February has 28 days.
Yeah.
Okay. So if they sign up February 1st, their renewal is not going to be on March 1st because there's only 28 days.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
So it's going to be March 2nd.
Yeah.
It always ends up being within a day or two variance of when they signed up.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, it's 30 days.
Wonderful.
Fantastic. Adam, go for a moment.
Yeah, sorry, it's going back to the rebilling side of things.
You're right,
Is there a way of when they are close to the credit that we've given them, is there a automation that I can just pushes a button that lets them know? So say they've got whatever limit there is left, is there a way of saying, hey, just to let you know you are near your limit and we will be likely taking a payment soon?
What happens when the balance is set to zero there, Charles? I used to get my clients to set when it got to $5
It just
or $10.
automatically, I mean, it just automatically charges their card, and they get a receipt for it. There's no, well, that's what I'm trying to see.
They would get a Stripe receipt if you've got them turned on. I used to use Stripe receipts back in the day.
Let's see. So this wouldn't be, you wouldn't be able to do this natively. I know that. You would have to, let me see here. Hold on.
Is it okay if I ask in the meantime a question for like comparison for clarification on my end, please?
Yeah.
So to the question, I just lost your name, but I just have like a really small monitor right now. So Adam, is it like that you may be afraid of costs that are like rising to the top without you having at least an earlier notice before it's too late, or is it just for like clarification reasons for your customers so they know what charges may occur?
Well, essentially, it's both of those. It's so that the customer is then aware of, hey, you've used your credits or you're close to using your credits, you are likely going to be charged in the next day or two.
Okay.
They will get an invoice when they've used them and they're charged. And they will get notification if their charge bounces or if their card bounces or something along those lines. But yeah, that's a good point. That's probably something to bring up into the ID board in GHL if it doesn't exist, is a warning.
It doesn't exist. There's no way. I was looking at the marketers toolkit to see if because he's got the agency workflow actions, but there's nothing in there related to. I don't know that any of the marketplace app developers have done anything with wallet balances. Now, what you could do is, and this is, again, I don't think this is more of these type of problems get solved with good onboarding versus reactive things like this. Again, I've never had this come up, although they go over it during the Extendly onboarding with all my clients. They explain the wallet system to them, so the client's aware. I really wouldn't worry about trying to figure out, because you could do it through the API, albeit it would be complicated to get set up. You could do it through the API, but quite honestly, just make sure it's in your onboarding SOP. I mean, at some point, I mean, these are adults that we're talking to. These aren't children. And if they're running a business and they're adults, you have to expect them to be halfway responsible. You know,
But
do you
it's
think
nice from a customer
everybody
service,
that, what's that?
It's nice from a customer service point of view, though, to tell them you're going over or you're going to get charged. They're not going to spend their every day going in checking their wallets, are they?
Well, I would say that, and here's, most customers could care less how much they're spending on communication, because as long as it's not astronomical. Now, if you're charging, and this is why I do 1.5x on rebilling, is because I want to make a little bit of money, but I don't want to knock their heads off. And I also want to make it, you know, when I explain my rebilling, I explain it the same way. Every month, I give you $10 into your digital wallet. $10 will get you roughly 800 plus text messages or 10,000 emails. Now, let me ask you something. Can we both agree that if you send out 10,000 emails and you don't generate at least $10 worth of revenue, that it's probably not my fault?
Yeah.
Problem solved. It's the onboarding and sales experience. This is not a account management experience. You just have to set the expectation. That's it. And if you put it in a way that it seems like so blatantly obvious, and that's the reason I say it that way, is because it's kind of you're tying such a massive number, 10,000 to $10 worth of revenue. People can't comprehend not being able to generate $10 worth of revenue out of 10,000 emails.
Charles, what in this case? So there are two lines which I understood Adam is asking for, and one is like cautiously evading that cost explode. And isn't there, like in the wallet section, a function where the agency owner at least get notified if the wallet usage is times X amount you just set in? This
Say
happened
that
to
again. You lost me on that one.
Yeah,
I'm
you
so
lost me too,
sorry.
mate.
So on my first days as an agency owner, right? So I have a sub account. I'm still onboarding him because he's like having detailed question. It doesn't matter at all. In the first weeks, we always had more wallet usage than the week before. And I was noted or notified by GoHighLevel for this, because there is a specific setting which is like giving you proper notice. Hey, your account wallet usage was double the amount, four times the amount of last week.
So what you're talking about is at the agency level. It only pertains to the agency.
Yeah. Okay,
so what GoHighLevel did is they were seeing a problem where agencies were not updating their minimum balance in their wallet at the agency level, and their recharge amount was too low. So then what was happening is, let's say Steven set up his agency to a $0 balance, charge $25. Well, if he's got 25 accounts, that $25 is going to go away like that. I mean, it's going to go away fast. And so he's getting hit all day with charges for $25. And his bank's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We don't know what's going on, but this doesn't look right. This is a lot of small incremental charges over a very short period of time. And they lock his card. Next thing you know, he's getting emails from his sub account saying, hey, we can't send text messages. He creates a ticket with high-level support. Why aren't they, my settings are right. It's set to 25 and 0. It should be refilling. Well, yeah, your card blocked it. So they implemented a feature that's on by default. You can turn it off if you want. But if your card gets charged, I think it's 3 times within 1 day, it will automatically jump you up to the next refill bucket. So if you're at $50 refill, but you get charged $50 in 1 day, it's going to jump you up to $100 every time you refill. And that's just to try to keep you from having so many charges go through your card in 1 day that there's a high probability that it could be blocked.
Yeah, Travis just said 3 times in 7 days.
Yeah.
That happened to me, and I was charged $1,000 in a day. It was a Friday. My bank flagged GoHighLevel as a spam or scam, and then that's when my next charge for my agency was going through. So they didn't pay for my agency, and that was the weekend with the holiday. So it was brutal for me to go through that. And then that's when Charles helped me, but I had no idea. Even support didn't understand exactly the charges. We had to get some of the senior support to get involved, and they refunded the charges to me, and but I had no idea what to do next. So thank you for this conversation today. It's nice to refresh everything, but that's exactly what happened to me. $1,000 off my account blocked, everything.
Another good point to this is, and this, when you hear it, you're like, oh, well, that makes sense. If you work with a localized bank, meaning that it's only in your town, don't connect that debit card if at all possible. Okay, because usually local banks are a little bit stricter. They don't have the backing that large national banks do. So sometimes you can run into some additional issues. Also, credit unions. Okay, so local banks and credit unions are the most susceptible of getting your card blocked with frequent incremental charges like that. The other part of that is don't use a debit card. If you're just starting out in business, if you have an established business, even if you're a sole proprietor, get a credit card that has a good rewards program and tie it into your rebilling on the agency side. Run all your charges through that card, accumulate points, and then the next thing you know, you've got a free flight to Dallas for
every October.
Every
October.
Exactly
that. I did exactly
that. Take advantage of. I mean, it's a necessary business cost. It's going to keep charging. Even if that's the only thing, if you're anti-credit card, that's fine. Use the credit card for that. You're going to have to pay that money anyways. But that's just a great way to fully maximize the benefit of the whole rebilling system.
Yeah, exactly. Good advice. Kerry, go for it, buddy.
Hi. So very useful discussion. This question is in a different direction, if that's okay. I was curious about a few things with the new offer, the blueprint offer.
Yep.
So I've been doing the AI implementation using Extendly's affiliate code. So that's how I've been doing the AI implementation. Yep. So my understanding is for this offer, rather than doing that, you can just do $39 per client. It also did say on the landing page that they set up for this that you do have the option to have a client be on the unlimited and build a service through, Extendly's affiliate code like I've been doing. Yep. But my question is, can you change from one to the other with a particular client? I mean, it's still relatively the same money for Extendly. I don't know if it like causes them any grief on the back
No,
end.
just
Okay,
reach out to us
okay,
and let us know. Yeah.
okay, yeah, because my use case would be maybe I could start someone to 39 if I'm not sure that they would use the unlimited plan and
Yeah.
kind of keep an eye on it. And if it becomes where they're, billing more than the unlimited plan is, just go ahead and change them to that.
Absolutely, and just reach out and let us know. You're my affiliate. We're gonna put this guy on the unlimited, and then you won't pay that $39 every month.
I guess it would be useful as well in the case of free trials as well.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
you're paying 39 up front rather than 97 up front for their free trial.
And we're working on ways with all the check-in calls and all of that sort of thing of proactively letting you know that, hey, this person's using, you're paying $39 while they're really close to using $97 worth of stuff. Why don't you consider upgrading them? So, and things like that. So we're working out ways of proactively doing that as well.
When I've been doing the AI onboarding and implementation, it's been 2 to 3 calls. So are they going to 6 call touch points for like regardless of which way you're using it, as long as you're paying for like
as long as you're paying $39 or the 39
Yep.
or the affiliate link, and you go for it. And I think there's 6 or 7 calls I think planned off memory now. There's one after 2 weeks check-in, 1 month check-in, 3 months check-in, 6 calls in total.
Right. I mean, the deal like I came in on was being able to do the AI implementation by purchasing one of their unlimited support plans, like, the support plan. So I paid you had to upgrade to the annual for that. So I'm still using that, and I'm kind of wondering if you know how they're going to work it out if you want to switch. Because it's actually I would be spending. Well, I guess in a way, I would be spending more per client, like as I scale up, if I do it this way, because before, as you increase the plan, your costs go down. So that's kind of one downside of switching to this. But I also, I don't know. But I would also, I guess, if I switched, I've basically already paid Extendly more than the $9.97 or whatever it is if I came in on the founder. So do you have any idea how they're working out those types of scenarios? I know I'm not the only one who's kind of in this position.
And they're great questions, and I sort of know the answers. I prepared myself. We've got a question and answer sheet over here.
Thanks. I really appreciate it.
You can either have the $39 per customer per month, or the affiliates, or support. You can't have a mixture of them. So it's one or the other to get that full service customer support with the onboardings and all of that sort of thing. That's either the $9.99 and then $39 per month per customer, or use this as an affiliate and we wipe that $39 a month, or it's the standard support plan. So you can't have a mixture of both running in the account. It's one or the other.
Right. The original deal, it was sort of a mix for both. Like you had to pay for the unlimited minimum of like the 20 sub account plan
accounts
in order to get access to the AI implementation at the using their affiliate code, basically.
And that's sort of changed a little bit in this offer. This offer that we had was more pitched towards newer agencies and things like that. So and we're coming across all these scenarios you're bringing up. And what we encourage you to do is reach out to billing@getextendly.com, and we're going to find something that works for you. We're going to make something that works for you. We're going to come up with something that works for you. Because it's sort of set to be one or the other at the moment, but there's people that went out and bought 12 months worth of support just a couple of months ago. So we're absolutely going to make sure that you're looked after, Kerry.
Okay, no, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. Not a problem. But that is a very popular question, and that's what
sure it is right now. Yeah,
and we're still putting the bits and pieces together on how to make it work. But I've been told by the people above me, whoever they are, to make everyone aware that we are going to work with you. We're going to find a solution that works for you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure you will. Thank you so much, Stephen.
No problem at all. Callum, I know you're on the webinar.
Hey, how are you guys doing today?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Doing very well, thank you. So kind of in line with what Carrie's saying, but a little bit different. We did buy at a conference for the tech implementation and was on the call yesterday.
Yep.
Spoke to both Zachs, and we have 100% full confidence that it will be worked out to everyone's best benefit. My question specifically, though, is we want to take those that hand-holding, those steps, right, for the tech onboarding and also for the AI onboarding and
Yep.
promote it as a value add under our banner. Is there any place to find the documentation on what Extendly is actually doing so that we can flesh that out?
Mate, watch your inbox. It's all scheduled to go out in about an hour or two, I think.
Oh, beautiful.
So all of those things that we promised on the webinar and all of that sort of thing. Zach K, or Evil Zach, as I like to call him, but I call both of them Evil Zach when I'm talking about one of them. He's on a plane to Mexico at the moment. As soon as he lands, he's pressing the go on that button, and it will be in your inbox within the next hour or two. And everything that we do and how we all of those goodies, it shows you how you can implement it yourself. You're getting access to all of those goodies, whether you're an Extendly customer or not, and you'll be able to use that, Callum, to get yourself some material to put out there.
Perfect. Exactly what we need. Looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Cheers, mate. Fernanda, you got your hand up again? Did we get you before? Or
Yes. So my question now is about rebranding. I just got my new domain last night and have everything ready. How should I do that transition? Like sending the email. So right now I'm writing an email to all my clients to let them know. And I'm working with Extendly for the webinar. So Beyond is going to be doing the webinar. So that's where I wanted to make sure that I have it ready for the webinar. And my goal was to do that this weekend. Charles, suggested that I would do that on the weekend at night.
Yep.
So what would be, I don't have that many clients. I have like six, seven clients, but it's like, I had to.
I can't believe you just did that, Fernand. Oh my God.
I
Sorry,
literally just laughed.
boys.
I
I have
said,
boys.
you have kids if you did that.
Oh,
I have boys.
definitely. Yep.
So, on a tangent, In-N-Out removed that number 67 from their menu, from their price, from their order number. It's not longer there. But anyways, so what would be like right now, today, what would be the first things like, because if they have links that are using breeze.ai right now, and I change to, the new name, then it's going to break. Yep. And I don't want to be, it's the one doing everything for them, but at the same time, it's not fair for them to have to redo all the work. Would Extendly support be able to help with that if they need?
If the Extendly support, if they come across a problem, we can help them fix it, but sort of not proactively reach out to them and say, hey, we've changed the branding and all of that sort of thing. I actually did, and Charles will give better advice than me in a moment, but it's my Zoom, so just listen to me first. I actually did that in my agency. When I sold my agency, I changed everything over to their name. And yep, you are right, the links break and all of that sort of thing. You could encourage them to go in and create their own white label links now. So client one, because they can set up their own white label links for their calendars and their trigger links and all of that sort of thing. And then you won't be overriding them. Or when change, you're going to have to get them to change their calendar links or their trigger links, because when you change your domain, your app domain and your link domain and all of that sort of thing, it will break all of their stuff. So would the white label part work, Charles? Get them to set up their own white label in their sub-accounts?
So when you go to, peace of mind, when you go into your agency and you update your agency white label domain and your API domain, as long as you maintain the record, you don't change the records in your DNS. Okay, so let's say like mine is crm.getpinnacle.ai. That's my white label. Okay, let's say that I wanted to change it to crm.customdomain.com. Okay, As long as I leave the original DNS record for crm.getPinnacle in there, it will continue to redirect to the new white label. Okay. Same thing for the API domain. So whatever your previous domain is, you don't want to touch those records in your DNS manager. You're just going to update and create new records for your new domain in the white label settings of your agency. Okay, so let's say worst case scenario.
I bought the domain with GoHighLevel. So I
fine.
don't have any access to the DNS.
You do. It's in your domain. Yeah, you have full access to your DNS in high level.
Okay.
It may not be as intuitive, but it is there. So if your current domain that you're currently branded under, you won't change any records.
Okay.
Okay. The only thing you'll do is go into your agency settings, and go into the white label settings, and you will remove the old domain and add a new one and add the records that need to be added, or they'll be auto added for you. Okay.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to your website, that's a little bit different. So what you'll have to do is on your website, you will disconnect the current domain and then connect your new domain to your website. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'll want to do a URL redirect. Okay. So let me share my screen. So you'll go into settings, and we'll go to where am I at here? Domains. And so once you have removed your current domain from your current website, you're going to go into URL redirects. You're going to add a redirect. You're going to pick your original domain. You're going to select entire domain, and you're going to redirect to an existing domain, and that's it. Now, what will happen here is no matter what that path is, so like this, nexushub.club / careers, it would redirect to the home page of getpinnacle.ai, which is fine. Yeah. At least they're back on my website and on the new domain. Okay, so that's the simplest way to do it.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
But just on the white label side, you're going to want to make sure that when we go into settings on the agency side, company, white label, when you update this and this, you'll hit the trash can. You'll add in your new ones, but you will not remove any records where you manage that previous domain. So let's say you bought the original one from Namecheap. You will leave all those records alone. Okay. Now, over time, probably 6 months or whatever, however long you have left on the renewal of that domain, you could probably safely get rid of them. But you'll need to swap out both of these. Other important note is when you swap this, you have to notify support at Extendly.
Otherwise,
they need to know what your white label domain is, and they need to know what your API domain is. They have to know those two things. And you may have to resync. You will also need to go into Extendly OS. You'll want to disconnect your agency and reconnect it. It only takes like 2 minutes. But you'll want to do that. And that just makes sure that there's no conflict.
We can help you with, Fernanda.
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah, that's the easiest part of it all.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I'm a little bit like a nerve wrack doing all of this, but I think on the weekend, I'm going to reach out to all my clients personally, like with a voice message, and create a video with the new login and showing them how to do the new login and send it to them on the text message, because I have direct contact with them.
That's
Well, and remember, as long as you leave those DNS records, if they go to the old login, okay, so app.yourdomain.com, if they go to the old one, it will redirect them to the new one.
Fernanda, that's
Okay.
great advice. Do it that way, because when I did it, Fernanda, 156 sub accounts, I had nightmares for a month because everybody, a lot of them back then, you couldn't sub accounts couldn't do their own white label links as well and all of that sort of thing. So everybody's calendars broke, everybody's trigger links broke, and that was a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh. So with that, then they don't have to change their trigger links and their calendar links as long as I leave it there. But I would have to keep the domain name forever, right? The old domain name.
I would say 6 months to 6 months plus, and you could always, in the email that you're sending out with your rebranding, please note that if you have any links that are using api.mydomain.com, we are going to continue to support those URLs for the next 6 months. Like create an exit strategy and then just send reminders. Hey, 3 months left, or hey, we're down to our last 30 days. Make sure that you're generating, but it's a good opportunity to make sure that they have their own white label, their own brand domain. If they have a brand domain set up in their sub account, it doesn't even matter because it's not using your API domain. It's using their brand domain.
Okay, so before I do that, I'm going to check each one of the accounts and see if they have a brand domain. If they don't, I'm going to ask her to reach out to maybe support and make sure that they have that. Okay, perfect. Thank you,
and then
guys.
you don't even have to
Appreciate it.
worry about it.
Perfect.
Great,
Thank you.
great advice, Charles. You find you've got a dropped a gem there with changing it over. I did not know. I did not know that one. Well done. If you don't know, Charles actually dreams high level. He's actually on that. He actually gets up in the morning at 3 o'clock in the morning and goes to 1 o'clock in the morning studying the GHL change logs, don't you?
Well, and so if you ever see high level go down, it's because I had to take a break from the walking pad. I can't keep it powered forever. So I got to take a break every now and then.
Fantastic.
Just before we cut this call,
go for it, Hader.
It's more of a technical question. Charles, do you know what type of filter you would need for your walking pad if your screen is throwing errors at you?
The only thing I would say is get a, I always recommend get a, oh gosh, what is it? An APC. Get some kind of APC.
Okay, thanks a lot.
This is just good advice for everybody. You can get them at Walmart, any big box retailer, Amazon. APC battery backup. There's nothing worse than being on a Zoom call with a customer and your power goes out and you're gone. And if you're like me, have a metal roof, you're not going to get any cell signal worth a damn. And so battery backups are very useful and they're pretty cheap now. You can get them for like $60 to at least run your absolute core necessities that you need to. I've got one plugged up with my server rack and everything, and then I've got my MacBook. But yeah, that also helps regulate your electricity problem there, Hadar.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And don't live on a narrow boat, which is solid steel tube with no batteries.
Wait. What? Come again, please.
Oh, where I live is a solid steel tube. It's a centimetre thick the whole way. There's no mobile signal inside or anything like that. There's no battery backup here. I actually got the engine running at the moment to charge my batteries. That's what happens when you have solar panels and no sun in the UK. They didn't tell me. Yeah. But anyone with anything else before we run? I've got steak night down at the Two Boats Inn calling me shortly at a nice glass of Shiraz. I thank you all for joining me again, guys. I do appreciate you coming on. I like the crowd we got and the knowledge that's being shared around by Charles. Once again, thank you. Those guys that were on the webinar last night and you're an existing customers, don't worry, we've got your back. billing@getextendly.com or customer support@getextendly.com. The team is waiting to hear from you, and we will make something work with you so you don't have to worry about that. And, you know, it's a damn good deal that was on that webinar. It's got me thinking about starting an agency again, actually, and just doing AI and just giving it all to Extendly.
And here's I mean, I was talking with both the Zachs and beyond about this offer. I'm like, I kind of feel Jude a little bit because essentially you guys are getting all the benefits of enterprise without the monstrous upfront costs and recurring monthly cost.
Not
You know, especially
Jude.
as you're
That
starting
is
to
hilarious.
scale. So yeah, it is a hell of a deal. A lot of the value of it is actually hidden behind with custom SOPs, having, you know, precise onboarding, more catered support to what your agency is doing. There's just a ton of benefits to this that will really help you scale outside of the obvious, with the 6 additional calls, you know, the 6 total calls, check-ins. Because previously, the only way you even got started with this was at a minimum, you paid $3,500. And then you had to pay per chat on top of that. So trust me, you guys are getting one hell of a deal.
Yeah. Fernanda, just before we call it a day, go for it, Fernanda.
So that is $1,000 per year to get started, right? It's $1,000 per year and then $39 per client.
Correct.
Or use Extendly as the affiliate and the AI employee upgrade.
Okay.
Yeah. But,
So with because I purchased the other offer.
Yeah.
You just need to email billing@getextendly.com.
Or customer
and they'll
success
get you,
Extendly.
or customer success. They'll get you squared away.
Does that mean we get a refund on the cost?
They'll get you squared away. Every situation's different, so it's impossible for us to say, but they will make it right. Whether it's refunds or credits towards future, or you'll feel good about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, if you need to talk more one-on-one about the offers and all that thing, my Extendly calendar link is in that chat as well. Grab a time. But until next week, the stakes are calling. Everybody stay safe, stay well, kick butt, enjoy yourselves. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.